Hi and welcome back to my video. Let's check on my wallet and see what happened to it this past week. Let's see here. Groceries, I actually have $2 remaining. I'm gonna move that. I mentioned this last week, like, oh, I just roll it over and whatever. I'm just gonna remove that. I'll figure out what to do with that later. Laundry, everything. I actually had exact change. Our laundry was so big last time. It was like 2 giant bags. And yeah. I don't know if it's gonna get better in the summer. Obviously we'll be washing stuff more often, but maybe less bulky stuff, like, you know, hoodies and sweaters and whatnot. So hopefully it'll be decent. Spending, everything was spent. Transportation, I think, I don't know what I spent. It should be 100, 110, 111, 112. Yeah, I don't actually remember when we went somewhere. Coffee, I actually should have $40 in here because I didn't spend from here. So I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 20, what? 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sorry, I misspoke. 30 since I changed my budget thing. Sorry, I still have my receipts in here from depositing and my picture of my sweet baby boy to be. Anyway, groceries. This time we're cash stuffing 622, which is the same amount, but for groceries it will be $230. I think the little extra would give us a much needed boost because honestly I'm budgeting a little bit less than what we need. And what happens is I end up pulling out from my other envelopes to compensate, and not always a good thing. It's important to have that separate for me. Like grocery money is separate, spending money is separate, treats and things whatever throughout the week coming out of spending. Groceries, the bulk of our food items, should be coming out of this one envelope once a week if we do that. So I was on the fence about ordering grocery delivery for today, but then I'm like, they don't, like, I couldn't make up my mind if they had everything we needed. Obviously they 99% of the time they don't. So I'm like, if we go out sometime today and buy stuff like, oh, something here, cheese there, whatever, that money will come out of here. But if I owe it to the bank already, yeah, doesn't make sense. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense anyway. So it's getting 230, so 220 and a 10, 230 going in here. Laundry is getting 45. That 2 5s, and I always need some singles to give them exact change. Okay, so now I have 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So $45. I hope it lasts. Spending is getting 20. That's all it has. Transportation is getting 8. 2, 3. So now we have 100, 110, 115, 116, 17, 18, 19, 20. So $120 in here. Now coffee is getting a 10. So now we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So this past week, we had like a family emergency and I wasn't tracking any of the spending for a while. because I just had my wallet on me, and if I needed to make a purchase, I would pull out the money from wherever I saw it and figure it out later. Well, towards the end of the week, later came, so I had to compensate a lot. I had to pull from my other envelopes to bring these back to life. So even though I have $40 here, I think I might have bought my coffee, like my instant coffee, and just use some other envelope. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll figure it out, so I'm just gonna leave it as is, come what may. Speaking of coffee, I have some right here still. This is the good stuff. I drink my coffee with half and half. Highly recommend it. However you like it, if you like it like super hot or like cool or medium, whatever, light, dark, go with half and half, even a splash or whatever your preference is, but highly recommend it. Okay, so that's it for my wallet. It kind of goes past my wallet. My everything else binder. So, emergencies. This one is 500 in a bank. I have 6, 650, 670, 680. I am adding 15. 10 and a 5, so I have 500 in a bank. I have 600, 650, 670, 680, 695, 695 technically. Yeah, health is getting a 10. So now I have 50, 70, 80, 90. So I have $90 in here. Finley's envelope. Oh, goodness gracious. Last weekend we went to ShopRite for our food stuff, but Finley made me buy her some things. Goodness, it must have been something silly too that I can't remember. Like a ball, like a blow-up ball, whatever. Came out of here at some point. Then I ordered her these, like, she's really into like fashionable things now, like, you know, in a kid sense. These like fishnet glove things, which are adorable. So yeah, I bought that, and then middle of the night ice cream run. So the ice cream trucks are out and about now, and since it's getting darker later, you hear them like 9 o'clock or 8 something, whatever, passing by, and it's like like that kind of sound. And it's always fun to have my daughter and husband run out of the apartment to go downstairs chase after the ice cream truck. And let me tell you, they're not the only ones doing it. I've seen other kids and people do that too, so we're not alone in this. Anyway, so that was ice cream. So her envelope is getting 10, and that's all it has. I need to bulk this up because this envelope is also her clothing fund, her necessity fund, and this is kind of bare. School stuff is getting $5. And now it has 10, 15, 20, 25. Just checking to make sure that's correct. I'm not missing any kind of purchase or whatever. Household. This one is getting a 5 as well. So we have 5, 10, 11, 12. I need to build this one back up too. Debt is getting a 5. So now we have 100, 203, 350, 370, 375, $380. Family fun is getting a 10. That's all it has. Yeah, we went to a concert. Oh my goodness. This little tracker that I have for my envelopes are like memory cues for me, because I can forget everything that happened this past week. I just like totally zoned out. But here I write what it was for. If I remember, like the week before last, it was movies. Last weekend we went to a concert that was extra interesting. um it is so loud, you have to wear ear protection, like you must with this specific band. It was cool. It was really cool and interesting because you hear the music, but mostly you feel the vibrations. So you feel first and then you hear second. But it was fun. It was a fun outing, worth it. Um, we My daughter fell asleep during the first part of it, and mostly um through the second part of it. We left a little early. We did have to go. It was kind of getting a bit late, and we just made the decision to do that. Could have stayed. She was still sleeping, but we would have gotten home later if we would have stayed on a school night. I don't remember. Was it? Yeah, it was like the next day was school. Anyway, it was really fun. Yeah. Tibby is getting 10. This is my long-term pet care fund. So we have 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 620, 640, 650, 660. And this is great. I don't know if you guys remember those who watched my older videos. I had like nothing, and I went off like on several videos for like, it felt like hours, but it was minutes, about how important it is to save up for long-term pet care or emergency pet care. I don't even know what the decent amount would be because it's like open-ended. Any kind of situation with your kitty cat or dog or whatever pet you have will be in the thousands. It seems like that's crazy. But save up now, do it as much as you can or as little as you can consistently, and just keep building. Hunter is getting 5. He needs treats because the poor boy is expecting treats. And I'm freshly out. I had like one treat for him this morning. The disappointment. He was following around and whining and like getting mad about it too. Like, rah, like what happened? You shortchanged me. So yes, I must get him more treats. Poor kid. So he just got $5. So this is for his like day-to-day care. 100, 200, 250, 270, 280, 285. Sometimes I like to think that this would be his yearly checkup money, but that's not nearly enough, and this would be the emergency. So ideally that's what I'm aiming for, but as of right now, because of the amounts, they're not where I want them to be. This is like his little care, and this is his like yearly checkup / emergency kind of thing. We still didn't make the appointment. Honestly, we've been kind of like busy, and it was really cold in the time that he was due, but I think now it's like warming up and it might be less stressful to do that, so we'll have to do that soon. Mom's envelope is getting 15. So I ended up spending from this envelope this past week. Without getting into it too much, yeah, I pulled money out from my wallet, and I used this money to compensate. So now we have 100, 200, 3, 320, 330, 335, 340, 345, 350, 351, 352. And hopefully I will get it back to where it was and more. Finley's education envelope, this one is getting 10, usual amount. So now we have 200 in the bank, so this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 100, 2, 3, 320, 340, 350, 360, $1,360. Gifts, this one's getting a 10, so now I have 30. Vacation, this one is getting 10, so I have 20, 30. Strays, I spent everything I bought. Charlie, my mom's kitty cat food. The bigger bag was like 21, so I used the 15, and I think I pulled out of spending or something like that. But yeah, I'm putting in a 5 now. So games, electronics, that kind of stuff. This one is getting a 5, so I have 20, 40, 55. Trying to replenish this. So I bought, I don't know if I told you, I must have mentioned it. I bought a DVD player to keep at my mom's house to watch old movies that are on DVDs. I bought some DVDs, like old movies that you can't really get, you know, I need it to be super duper simple to use. So if my mom or, you know, my cousin or whoever is there wants to play a movie, they just like not dealing with where to find it, on how to connect to the internet with it. They just watch it anytime they want. So I got all of that, but the TV that they had 2, and both of them are busted. So my idea kind of went out the window. So we'll see about getting them a new TV. There's some pretty cool affordable options. There was one I liked, but there was like a waiting to ship time, which was like 1 to 2 months. I mean, I don't want to fall for that again, because it's not like it's a scam. Maybe it is, I don't know, but they like charge you and then they tell you, oh yes, it's gonna be shipped then, and then it postpone again and again and again, and just not worth that worry that they'll just do something weird. So I might have to look into getting something else. Okay, personal binder, books. This one is getting 5, so now we have 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Book, stationery, that kind of stuff. Budgeting is also getting a 5. I now have 20, 40, 50, 65. Okay, beauty is getting 5. So now I have 100, 120, 140, 160, 170, 175, 180, 181. Eventually I'll get to where I had it before. Clothing is getting a 10. So I have 10, 25. Education, this one is getting a 5. So now I have 100, 200, 320, 340, 345, 350. Personal is getting a 5. So now I have 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 1, 2, 3. I have 73. Okay. Savings. This one is getting a 5. So now I have 100, 150, 170, 180, 185, 190, 1, 2, 3. So 193. Savings. Investments, getting a 5. So now I have 100, 120, 140, 160, 165, 66, 67, 68. So 168. Month ahead is getting a 5. So I have 100, 200, 220, 230, 235, 240, 1, 2, 3, 4. 234. So I actually ended up at the beginning of the week. I ended up, I made like a couple of online purchases, but I also had a bill taken out at the same time, and I didn't see how much was remaining, so it ended up going in the negative for a minute. But what I ended up doing was like I took out $100 from my month ahead, I put it in bank, let it sit there for the rest of the week. And then yesterday when I got paid, I took back the $100. So I'm putting it back here for now. And then I obviously paid the bill money as I normally do. So just a quick kind of like note to me, I guess. It's good to have a little stash, and that would be the end goal, is to have a bulk a bulk of cash to be deposited in the account, knowing what that cushion is, that no matter what, it'll be okay. You're not going to go into negatives and need to rush around and put money in the bank. No, it's there. It keeps you from worrying. That's the end goal, that you don't have to worry or stress about it. And you make that purchase, great, put that money back at the end of the week, also cool. You don't have to rush to do that. I am also I know credit and I know how credit works and all that. I think it's kind of like a trap, that paying off in time, not having that money up front. So yeah, you can go off about that topic for a long time, but the end thing out of this whole situation is that it came in handy. Even if it's $100, it came in really handy, and I didn't have to worry about that later. Home is getting a 5. It's my future dwelling. So now I have 100, 200, 3, 320, 340, 355, 355. Okay. So that's it for this. And now we are up to the holidays binder. So Fairy has to get a 5 now. So I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 now. The goal is 50. Date night is getting its 5. So now I have 50, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. Mother's Day. This one is getting a 10. So, whoops, stay put. So now it's 110. It's coming up soon. Father's Day is right behind. Coming in hot. This is getting a 10 as well. So now I have 50, 70, 90, 100. That's good. Now 4th of July. Technically I could probably stop, but still getting its 2 today. So I have 50, 70, 1, 2. This is just like for a quick taco. Back to school. This is getting a 5. So now I have 20, 40, 65. Now I did some math. I think I mentioned it last week. I did some math with what kind of goal I want for each envelope. How much do I want to have by the time this occasion rolls around? So this is in September. Obviously we'll be spending it before September, like early before school. And what is it for? How much do I want to have? And then I actually use Google. I'm like, how long will it take me if I go at $5 a week up to this date? So I did that for all of these mostly. Took a minute, but I wrote down, and let me just tell you, I am not anywhere near it. Some of these envelopes I should be putting in like 25 if I want to reach my goal by the time it rolls around. Oh goodness. So I might have to just funnel the bulk of it, like skip all of them for like a month to like focus all of that extra money that I would have put in into one. Maybe not so ideal, but you might have to do, because back to school, this is like, when I think of back to school spending, I'm thinking of, okay, school supplies, sure, that's not too bad. New backpack, new probably water bottle at that point. new shoes, new clothes, like an outfit, you know, a couple of outfits for that first week, you know, coming in strong. Um, and then if we need extra, that's after the fact. But my goodness, I just don't even want to know. I don't even want to know anymore. It's so expensive. Finley's birthday. No, this one is getting a 5. I think this is the one that I need to save like $25 up until September if I want to make it. I have 50, 60, 65, 70. Now I was thinking about this. I'm like, how am I struggling to fill these envelopes so much when I just spent over $1,000 on the vacation / hubby's birthday? So it was a combined, so basically 2 separate funds were combined. I think the vacation was being saved for like at least a year, if not more. And then hubby's birthday, I was just like doing it kind of like $2, $5, whatever I could. So it kind of added up over a year's time, basically. But when I think about it from one perspective, it's like that money could have been spent on something else. No, it couldn't have. The reality is that with the bills, with the occasions, with all these things where money is being spent, you have to focus on what it's being spent on. It was spent on experience, on a gift, you know, for everyone, for the whole family. An experience of a lifetime that we still think about it. We went to Salem, never been, always wanted to visit, and really, really cool. We had the greatest time. We're still talking about it. That's how awesome it is. And that sometimes could be a core memory for a kid. You know, you might not think about it. There are other things too. You don't have to necessarily go somewhere and do something, but experiences, spending money on experiences, that's really cool. And that is priceless, really. Really is. So even though it might take me a little bit longer to fill some of these envelopes up, even though it's not where I want to be right now, I am on my way. I'm not giving up. I'm encouraged. And yeah, that's it. Halloween. I did put in, okay. Halloween is getting to... So now we have 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. Thanksgiving is getting to... So now I have 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh my goodness. My allergies have been owning me for the past few weeks, and I don't know what it is. It's like something flying around. Oh my goodness, excuse me. But this is not even the worst of it. My voice is kind of okay now. The congestion was really making it difficult for me, which affects like headache, everything. But I started to like really try not to forget to take my allergy medicine at night. It does make you a little drowsy, but that's why I take it at night. It works. It works. It literally lasts like 23 hours, because the next day, same time, I'm like, yeah, I definitely need it right now. So do not suffer. Take that medicine. I mean, Claritin does nothing for me, even though it's a non-drowsy. Maybe I will try again if I'm desperate, but right now I'm using Xyzal, Xyzal, I think it is, and does make you a little drowsy. Has a tendency to do that. I'm okay with that, just as long as you're sleeping. Yeah, highly recommend. Christmas is getting 25. So now we have 102, 3, 320, 340, 345, 350. New Year's. This one is getting 2. So now I have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. That's good. Valentine's Day is getting 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, same for Lunar New Year. It's getting 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I started budgeting for them. I took like a month off. So they have the same amount. Hubby's birthday, for now, still getting 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, Easter, even though I'm going $2 a week, I am actually, see, I'm putting in 2 for now here. I actually owe myself, I forgot how much it was. I think it was like 50 something. Because I did not have enough. I made like an extra purchase because of 2 Easters. This year we decided to make the Easter bread for my mom's Easter, the second Easter, at home. So all that stuff for it had to come out of summer. So I did not budget for that. It was kind of like towards the end kind of thing. So spent extra. I went over the first Easter and then even more over the following week for my mom's Easter. So this money, the $2, is gonna go right in the bank after I'm done. And we're just gonna keep on doing it until we pay it off. So I'm okay with that. I don't mind. Now we are up to the savings challenge, which is this is my Disney $5 challenge. This is going to be my 3rd round. So if you guys want to make sure, like I do, I should have, no, this is gonna be my 4th time. That's crazy. I thought it was my 2nd time. Will be my 4th time. So every time I complete this, each Mickey head has $5. I should have 100. So by the time it's 100, I clean everything off and I start again. So I have 100, 2, 250, 3, 310. So how did that happen? Maybe when I was making change. So I guess this is gonna be my 4th. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as I keep going. Even if it's extra, as long as it's not under, I'm okay. So 1 Mickey head equals $5. Putting it in right now. Okay, my emergency fund. This is my $10 challenge. Usually I have a ton of 10s in here and I used it to make my change for this week's cash stuffing. So here I am. Okay. This is great. I'm more than halfway done. More than halfway. Just pat on the back for me. It's not easy, but $10 a week gets you somewhere because this is not one that I pulled from. This is not the one that I have luckily not had to pull from. If something presents itself and I have to, then I will, but try my best not to. So now my little power up challenge, I rolled 3 times and I ended up only having to put in $3. So I think last week I also mentioned about changing this up because this is the one I designated to make it low, but I have another one of these where the denominations are higher. I think it can go up to like 20. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. So $3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. My Save 300 challenge, I am still going for the lowest possible, which is 7. And that's more than okay with me. Let me just color in the 7. So after the 7s are complete, I still have how many? 4. So that's pretty cool. I have 5 9s and then I have 9 10s. So I'm going strong on that. My hearts is going to be, heart saving challenge is going to be getting a 10. I actually tried my best to make it more this week. Oh my goodness, I apologize. That's part of the allergies, is like that cough. It comes and goes. It's not constant, but when it gets you, like that scratchy itchiness on the throat, and you're just like, I have to cough, but then you do and it doesn't relieve it, and you keep doing that, it's annoying. So since I put in 10, I'm coloring in 5 of these guys. So it's 2, 4, this is 6, this is 8, and this is 10. So that's that. Kind of want to finish this one and start a different one at some point. Okay, so 100 envelope challenge is my last one. I will be putting in $8. So here's one of 2 ways I can do that. I can put in an actual, I have 5 and 3 singles for that. I could put an actual 8 here, or I could do a 6 and a 2, or I could even do, nah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, that's pretty much what I could do. Should I do? Nah, I'll put in an 8. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Fold it over, stuff it in here. Okay, so now I actually have, this whole thing is empty. I have these 2. This whole thing is empty for me. So I have a 15 here and 17, 18, all of this. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I have some availability. And then I have the big stuff here when I was making change. It's also good to, if you need change like real quick like I do, I don't want to go to the bank. I will rob my thing here, put in the bigger bill in there, and call it a day. All right. So that brings us to the conclusion of this week's cash stuffing. And I have $2 from groceries left over. So I'm gonna go and think about where I want to invest my $2. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.